Some of the best songs in rock and roll history are long songs, and while bands like the Beatles perfected shorter format songs, when progressive rock became more popular, longer songs became more commonplace. Today I'll be talking about 15 of my favorite songs that are at least 15 minutes, and most of them will be progressive rock just because that's the nature of the genre, but not all of them will. Disclaimer, I will not be including any live recordings. At 15, we have Highlands by Bob Dylan. This was released on his album Time Out of Mind from 1997, which is a great album, by the way. I love the song, I find it very relaxing, but the highlight, of course, as it is with Bob, is the lyrics. And one of my favorite lyrics is, "I'm listening to Neil Young. I gotta turn up the sound. Someone's always yelling, turn it down. I feel you, Bob. I feel you." But yeah, if you just go look up these lyrics, it's really fun. There's some hilarious stuff. I'm pretty sure this is the second longest Bob Dylan song, the longest being Murder Most Foul, but I've honestly never really cared for that song. Sorry guys, I know that's scandalous. Confession time, I'm not the biggest Genesis fan, which is why this is so low, but it's undeniable that this song is a prog masterpiece. It's on Foxtrot, which is one of the better known prog albums, and I believe it's their longest song. It was written by Peter Gabriel, so of course the lyrics are weird as hell, and if you've ever listened to The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of those Peter Gabriel lyrics are just very out of pocket, and I love it. Something insane I read about these lyrics is that the line, 666 is no longer alone, was inspired by a conversation at night with Peter Gabriel's wife when she began speaking strangely and reacted to a makeshift cross. So that's not concerning at all. At 13 we have Tarkus, which is just 21 minutes of pure insanity. And the song isn't the only thing that's insane, because I gotta talk about this album art. Like, look at that thing. Like, if you see that thing coming, like, you better run, okay? You're not gonna survive that. I don't know what they were thinking when they made that, but I'm really glad that they did. So, embarrassingly enough, I only recently realized Greg Lake was in King Crimson, which I love King Crimson, so that was an interesting fact. Disclaimer, I would put Carnival 9 on this list, but it's technically separate tracks, so I can't put it on. Otherwise, it would be pretty high in the list. At 12, we have The Fountain of Lamneth, which is one of 3 Rush songs I'll be talking about today that are over 15 minutes. I just revisited this one recently after not hearing it for a while, and I was really struck by how much I liked it this time around. I mean, it's not that I didn't like it before, but this time I just thought it was really enjoyable and not something I overlooked. Apparently Caress of Steel was not very well regarded when it first came out, which, shame. Yeah, it's just a shame because that's a really good album. I couldn't make a list with a bunch of prog rock epics and not include Close to the Edge, like, come on. This is one of the better known prog masterpieces, and it's just all around excellent. And if you open the vinyl up, you see this really nice landscape, which, that's pretty cool. Okay, at number 10, I have 2 separate King Gizzard songs, which I know it should be illegal, but it's my list and I can do what I want. Yeah, I really wanted to do 15 spots since it's 15 minutes, and I like the songs about the same, so. Both songs are played very frequently live, and they're both really immersive bangers. I love Dripping Tap with the intro, the really smooth, calm, peaceful intro with Ambi's vocals, and then it turns into something heavier, and it's like, yeah, it's a great song, and Hypertension is amazing too. Both are amazing. If you haven't heard of King Gizzard, I highly recommend checking them out. Honestly, in my opinion, they're probably the best band of the 21st century. Next up we have Big Swifty, which is a jazzy song by Frank Zappa, and it is an entirely instrumental song. It's 17 minutes and 22 seconds, and is completely immersive to me, which having a 17-minute instrumental song that's immersive is not an easy feat. Some people only know Frank Zappa for like his comedy rock, and that's great, but he's a very talented songwriter and an innovative guitar player as well. Okay, this one I'm excited to talk about because most people don't know Supertramp outside of Breakfast in America, and they don't realize that their entire discography is filled with gold. This is one of those songs that a lot of people don't know about, and it's a very prog-coded song. Some of the songs in their discography have more prog elements than some people realize, and this song is a later Supertramp song. It's Rick Davies' era. And something very notable is this song features guitar solo by David Gilmour, which when I first heard this song, I recognized that immediately that it was David Gilmour because he's so recognizable. Great song, great band, and another prog-coded song by them is Fool's Overture, but that one's only 11 minutes. Well, we got more King Gizzard because I have just a slight obsession. This is on one of their earlier albums, and the opening riff is just mesmerizing, and it's super fun to play on the guitar too. Honestly, the reason I put this song higher than the other Gizzard songs on the list is because that heavily distorted riff just hooks me and it makes me feel good, and the bend is super juicy. Very psychedelic album, and it features the sitar, which I have a soft spot for. Alright, here's a classic song that they shortened for radio, which is a crime. They should just be playing all 17 minutes. I actually have this on vinyl, and I noticed some interesting notes on the back. It says, iron, symbolic of something heavy as in sound, butterfly, light, appealing and versatile, an object that can be used freely in the imagination. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Okay, so this one, I know it's technically under 15 minutes, but like the 10-second rule, so this song is not to be confused with Voodoo Child, Slight Return. That's a similar, shorter song on the same album, Electric Ladyland. And this song is a blues masterpiece, and I'm a huge fan of the blues, so of course I'm down for a 15-minute blues jam, like, of course. Hendrix is constantly put at the top of top guitarist lists, and it's for a good reason. I mean, he's definitely one of the best guitar players out there. Fun fact, apparently Steve Winwood plays the Hammond organ on this track, which I didn't know. I love this album. It's very engaging, and it's another song that they shortened for radio, which, crime. They should just be playing all 43 minutes. Yep. I could have also put a Passion Play on this list, but I prefer this song, so. Some fun facts, it was partially inspired by Monty Python and includes the usual flute, acoustic and electric guitar, Hammond organ, but also harpsichord, glockenspiel, timpani, violin, lute, trumpet, saxophone, and a string section. That's a lot of instruments. This might be my favorite Rush song, and it's a masterpiece for many reasons. I really like the portion of the song with the rushing water, but one time my music player glitched out, and it repeated that section, but it was super seamless, and I was just repeating it for 3 minutes, and no one noticed because of how seamless it was, so that was kind of funny. I just wanted to share that. Anyways, I really like when the character finds the instrument in the cave, and he's like, oh my god, look at this beautiful instrument I found, and the priests are like, yeah, we know, get out of here. That part has always really stuck out to me. Any list with long songs needs this song on it, because it is truly transcendent. This is without a doubt one of the best songs out there, and it is one of the best songs to trip out on. It's on Metal, one of the earlier Floyd albums, released in '71, 2 years before Dark Side. It's a really spooky song, and it's honestly chilling at points. but there is one Floyd song that I prefer personally. Some honorable mentions before I move on. Since we've been talking Floyd, I'll mention Atom Heart Mother, which is actually longer than Echoes by just a few seconds, but it is their longest song. And I actually really like it, even though it's not as good as Echoes, but I feel it gets overlooked a lot. At 18 minutes and 8 seconds, we have Cygnus X1, Book 2. It's the song on Hemispheres, which I prefer the Cygnus X1 on A Farewell to Kings. I actually greatly prefer the Farewell to Kings one, but I still felt that this song deserved a shout out. The Little House I Used to Live In is another Frank Zappa song, well technically Mothers of Invention, and it's 18 minutes and 42 seconds, and I really love the violin work in it, and also has a really nice piano intro. Mirror Man is a song by Captain Beefheart, and it is 15 minutes and 46 seconds. It's just it's a fun rock jam. I wanted to mention a song called Accept. It's by a modern blues rock musician. His name is J.D. Simo, and J.D. Simo is really good, and I recommend checking him out. But the song is 16 minutes and 48 seconds of psychedelic jamming, so go look that up. Finally, we have Dogs by Pink Floyd, and I know some people are gonna say Echoes is better, which, fair enough, but I personally prefer Dogs. It's one of the first songs that got me into rock, and that was over a decade ago, and it just led me down this huge rabbit hole, and I'm eternally grateful for Dogs because it truly started something incredible. When I made this list, the order, it was difficult, and I'm still not sure about the order of a lot of the songs, but this one, I knew this was going to be number one. The song is truly immersive, atmospheric, trippy, and interesting, and has amazing guitar work, and it's like everything I could ever want in a song, so that's why it's number one. If you know any songs that are 15 minutes or more that you love, please comment them, because I'm always looking for new music. Thanks for watching.